Picture this. Someone asks if you're okay, and you want to say yes because explaining feels impossible. Something good happens and you know you should be excited, but the feeling won't rise. You sit at a celebration, laughing at the right moments, but inside there's just silence. You're not sad, you're not happy, you're not anything at all. And here's what nobody tells you. This isn't because you're broken. This isn't because something's wrong with you. Your mind is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's protecting you from something you're not ready to feel yet. If you've ever felt like you're living behind a glass wall, watching life happen but unable to truly connect to it, this video will explain why. And more importantly, it will show you that what you're experiencing has a name, a reason, and most critically, a way back. There are moments in life when you don't feel broken, you don't feel fine, you simply don't feel anything at all. And nobody really talks about that strange space where your emotions go completely quiet. People think emotional numbness looks dramatic, but it's usually invisible. It's pretending to laugh because you know you should. Acting excited because that's what the situation demands. Telling someone you're fine because you don't even know what not fine would mean anymore. When you study psychology deeply, you discover something profound. Emotional numbness isn't a personality trait. It's a signal. Your mind saying, I need to protect you from something you're not ready to handle. Most people think the opposite of feeling is apathy, but that's not accurate. Apathy is when you don't care. Emotional numbness is when you want to care, but can't. That difference reveals everything about how the human mind works. We're not built to be emotionless. We're built to survive emotions too big to hold. Think about a moment from your past where you expected to feel something significant. Maybe it was loss, disappointment, or an ending. You braced yourself for the wave of sadness or anger, and it never came. Just silence. As if your mind stepped between you and your emotions and said, not today. That's not a malfunction. That's one of the most advanced defense systems you have. Your mind can shut down emotional processing the same way your body shuts down pain during shock. It doesn't mean you're broken. It means you've been strong for too long. You've carried too many heavy moments without putting them down. When psychologists study people who feel nothing, they discover common patterns. Emotional overwhelm, long-term stress, repeated disappointment, or environments where expressing feelings wasn't safe. When these pile up, your emotional system adapts by going quiet. But here's what nobody explains: how lonely it feels. Not loud loneliness, the quiet kind, where you sit among people feeling like you're behind glass. You see them, hear them, but can't connect the way you used to. You start forgetting what excitement feels like. You lose interest in things you once loved. There's a concept called emotional blunting, when both positive and negative emotions flatten. No highs, no lows, just a steady middle. And strangely, people experiencing this can still function perfectly. They work, socialize, reply to messages, laugh at appropriate moments. They look completely fine. That's the irony. Numbness hides itself so well that even you might not realize how disconnected you've become. But here's something crucial. Emotional numbness is reversible. Feelings don't disappear. They wait beneath the surface until your mind feels safe enough to let them return. And safety isn't just about environment, it's about whether your mind believes you can handle what you're feeling. Sometimes numbness comes from the present, not the past, is it? When life becomes too predictable, too repetitive, too overwhelming, emotions shut down to conserve mental energy. It's like emotional frostbite. You don't realize the feeling is fading until you wake up one day and it's gone. And here's what surprises people. Numbness isn't always unpleasant for many. It becomes comfortable. A quiet, predictable, low-maintenance way of existing. No disappointment, no heartbreak, no fear, but also no joy, no excitement, no connection. Like living underwater, calm but distant. Most people don't understand that numbness isn't the absence of emotion. It's the presence of too much unprocessed emotion, like turning down a radio that started playing too loudly. You still hear something faint in the background, but it's easier to ignore until one day the volume rises unexpectedly, and you're reminded the feelings were never gone. They were just waiting. Here's something beautiful. Numbness often happens to people who feel deeply, not people who feel nothing. It's temporary shutdown, not permanent state. The people who claim they don't feel anything often have some of the richest emotional worlds beneath the surface. They're not heartless. They're protective, cautious, caring more than they admit. But emotional numbness has another side people rarely discuss: the fear of emotion returning. Many secretly worry that if they start feeling again, everything will come back at once. The sadness, frustration, stress, memories. So they avoid things that might trigger emotions, even positive ones. They avoid connection because it requires vulnerability. They avoid love because it requires openness. The fear of feeling becomes stronger than the desire to feel. Not because they don't want joy, but because joy always comes with risk. When you've lived through enough emotional storms, even sunshine feels dangerous. But what if emotional numbness isn't the end of feeling? What if it's the beginning of understanding? What if this quietness isn't failure, but a pause, a recalibration, a moment where your mind says, "Let me reorganize before you move forward"? Sometimes readiness returns slowly in small moments. The first time something makes you laugh unexpectedly. The first time you feel a spark of excitement. The first time music gives you a feeling you haven't felt in ages. These moments might seem small, but they're signs that your emotional world is waking up again. You are not broken for feeling nothing. You are protecting yourself the only way your mind knows how. And that silence inside you isn't coldness, it's preservation. Your inner world pausing until the outer world feels safe enough for emotion to return. The emotional system is like a frozen river. It may appear still, but beneath the surface, water is always moving. Thoughts shifting, memories reorganizing, the heart recalibrating. Sometimes what looks like numbness is actually transformation. And here's the truth. You're not alone in this. Many people you meet every day have felt emotionally numb and never said a word. They smile, fulfill responsibilities, show up, but inside feel that same quiet distance. If you told someone you trust, "I don't really feel anything lately," you'd be surprised how many would say, "I felt that too." The return of emotion often starts with physical signals. Your breathing becomes deeper. Your chest feels lighter. You start noticing beauty again. Small pleasures begin to matter. Warm tea, soft sunlight, a peaceful thought. These small shifts are your body awakening before your feelings do. You're not empty. You're protecting something important. And once you understand what that is, you can start unlocking the feelings again, carefully, slowly, at your own pace. The feelings will return when you're ready, and you will be ready.